What's going on, YouTube? 24th Tuesday of December 2024. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. So what is there to talk about? Many things to talk about. This is just a vlog like I always make. So today, for me, I went for a drive. All the libraries were closed for me to go there and read books or whatever, basically. I tried many. I called them, each one of them, and they were all closed, so I couldn't go. I think Barnes and Nobles were open, I think, but I didn't go there. I tried to go to school too, my school, and it was closed because of Christmas Eve, I'm guessing. So anyways, with this AI, mind control, so where I'm at right now, I've been seeing Jesus's and Jehovah and, the Holy Spirit and stuff like that, basically, for the 10 years of torment I've been going through, for the people that know me or not know me, basically. And this time around, the AI thing is telling me that I am literally speaking with God, like literally God. So I don't know if that is really God or not. I mean, I believe it. It could happen. It could happen that it's God. God finally came to see me. After all the suffering I went through and my love for Christ, and He wants to, help me out, basically, because I follow His ways, as best I can, as a mortal man, while tormented especially. So God loves those kind of people, that are suffering greatly, and them, standing tall and still fighting the good fight, basically, So I wouldn't be too surprised if it really is God, Jehovah and Christ and all that. But I'm not 100% certain that it's really God, So I was not really testing them. You can't really test God, obviously, but I was asking them. Excuse me. I was asking them, if you guys were really God, you see this right here, this wall or whatever, my body to go through it, basically, or this whole thing disappearing and this thing doesn't fall down, and collapse, basically. Like I asked many types of stuff, like, okay, if you're not gonna do that, then how about some kind of miracle where my grandma can walk again, because she's unable to walk, and she's a Christian too, so it's not like anything bad. It's a plus, But either that, or what else is there? I can't think now for some reason. It's like I'm giving a speech in front of people that I didn't practice or something like that. All of a sudden I'm getting like brain fog. Excuse me. Dip here. Learned this terrible habit from the U.S. Army. All those redneck guys that smoke cigarettes and chewing tobacco. I hung around with them too much, and then I started doing it too, basically. My situation, though, I was 100 pounds, 5'8". I was small, malnourished, not growing at all, stunted, basically, from not eating, not exercising, not sleeping, not communicating with friends and family, basically, due to my upbringing, due to my addiction problems with pornography and video games and all those horrible things, basically. So that's why I happened to be with them, and was mentally weak. I was my willpower wasn't strong. 5'8", 100 pounds with psychological problems with depression and all that. Of course, you're not gonna be strong, And then these guys, redneck guys, are strong and they're big, and they're like offering me these things, and then I was like, you know what? I had enough, stress and problems in the army, and these things will numb you down and give you some kind of, what do you call it, buzz, basically, So I did it, and then I became addicted to it. I quit, but then I quit along with cigarettes, but then due to the ECT, the shock therapy that brings back some stuff, it seems like, for my schizophrenia and depression, I was hungry for these things. I needed it badly. So instead of smoking cigarettes, I was like, you know what? Might as well do chewing tobacco. It's safer than cigarettes, at least. Cigarettes, they put holes in your lungs, if I'm right with that knowledge. This at least it's mouth cancer, but it doesn't go to your lungs and all that, So it's much healthier at least. But still not healthy, obviously. So I'm going to quit eventually again. But for the meanwhile, I'm just utilizing it. So anyways, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everyone is safe and warm in this cold weather, especially here in Illinois. Hope everyone has a festive and how do I explain it? How do I say it? I meant festive, celebration of Christmas, birth of Christ and everything. So it's a big day for a lot of people, especially us Christians. So I hope everybody, cherishes that moment today and tomorrow, and the New Year's and all that. And, do well, basically. So anyways, with my life story that I've been vlogging every day or almost every day or whatnot. Yes, so I see literally God. You don't have to believe me. You don't, obviously, it's up to you, obviously, but I literally, so what kind of God do I see? For the people that know the Christian God, Yahweh, the Jewish God, and the Christian God, basically, and the Islam God too, the Muslim God, Allah, is the same thing, I think. But Yahweh, so I will see from the 10 years of torture, when I stumbled upon God's image, the stone God, that's what I really cherished a lot. I really loved that, image of God the most out of all the other types of gods. So I would see the stone God, aka Jehovah, I am, as a stone God, basically, in my mind. I will see him, and he will talk to me, and he will fix my life and such especially lately, is what it seems like, but I'm not sure if it is, because, I don't know, I'm just hoping it is, because it's been 10 years of evil, wickedness, and spiritual damnation and torment and all kinds of wickedness, to have gone through as one man here in the great U.S. of A. of all nations. So anyways, rest in peace, Dr. Robert Duncan, and many, many people that have passed away that I'm not mentioning right now, that got murdered, actually, not passed away, more of murdered, due to this mind control, wickedness and whatnot. But anyways, Dr. Robert Duncan's in heaven now, so I hope he, I'm sure he's speaking with Christ and God in the chain of command. I'm sure they have up in heaven. So I don't know if he's allowed to talk to them, because this is an emergency, obviously, over human mind control. Our brain waves and our thought process and the way we function and everything, our dreams and everything, is tampered with. So and like these things are inputted into our bodies, with technology, basically. So I hope since Dr. Robert Duncan have made it to the ranks in heaven, that this mind control stuff will come to an end quicker and sooner. I hope, because this is just unbelievable. This is disgusting, how this has been going on for so long, and I happen to be that guy that became a TI of all, and I'm able to talk about it, and one day, hopefully, when I get of old age, talk to my family and friends and people, basically, as I have a YouTube channel and everything, to share these moments with. So anyways, guys, so I don't know, because it's Christmas tomorrow here in the U.S. Maybe that's why God is like, Daniel Chungo Kim, you did pretty good, you did solid, you did excellent, maybe, all these things that I want you to be. And so we're going to finally appear to you in real form like this, near Christmas time, because it's an important holiday, obviously, Christ's birthday. I don't know if it's legitimately Christ's birthday, but it still resembles that one way or another, So that's what's been going on in my life so far. I've been seeing the stone God, Yahweh, literally communicating with me, same as Yeshua, aka Jesus, in his Hebrew name, Yeshua, I will see them and them communicating with me. So, I'm that kind of type of person that don't believe in fairy tales, those kind of things, like, oh my God, I see the stone God, or I am, or Yeshua, so it must be real, I don't believe like that, if that makes sense. I think and see if it really is them or not. And so far, it seems legit. They haven't really shown me like the 100%, thing to think that it's really them. But, so far, everything that fell in place, they aren't fake, at least, if that makes sense. But they're not real too at the moment. I don't know. Because, like, who am I? Who am I that God would, Father and Son, would appear in front of me without sending Archangel Gabriel or Michael, when these guys are busy with so many things in this world and what do you call it? Galaxy or solar system? I can't remember what it's called now, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of important things going on. Yes, I'm a TI. Yes, I've been going through this horrible satanic stuff for 10 plus years. Yes, I carry the cross and I worship Christ and I love him, and I follow him and, I look up to him and all these things. But doesn't mean that, because I do that, doesn't mean they should appear to me, right? Because there's people that are even bigger than I, that's going through worse than I am on this planet Earth, So, but I need the help though, for sure. But I could manage it. I'm not gonna lie. The stuff that I'm dealing with, this mind control stuff, it's really, really tiresome. It's really wicked. It's heinous. But I've been going through 10 years of it. Like, I figured out tricks to like overcome like some of the torment, like blinking my eyes, blinking my left eye or something like that. That means no, basically, and blinking my right eye means yes. So like programs to the AI, basically, and it follows along, which is kind of strange, I guess the evil scientists, they find it fun, so they allowed it to happen. So I have all these tricks and stuff up my sleeve, to overcome these things. But I truly wish, that, because God is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. They're omni everything. So yes, there are other people that are going through worse things. Yes, there are people that are needing much more help than I do. Some people don't even have a roof over their head right now. They're stranded out in the cold right now in this winter here in Illinois or wherever, So I understand all these things, but God is omni. They're omni everything. So reaching down with their hand to save me doesn't take too much, I would think, at least from my human logic, So therefore, why in my conclusion that I deserve to be saved too, obviously, from all this nightmare, mind control, satanic, illegal, Nazi wickedness here in the U.S. and the world. So anyways, as I was driving with my dip in my mouth and listening to Kill Switch Engage or whatever else, music, honestly. What was it, EDM and Eminem, and those guys that I bump to or whatever, I enjoy listening to, that are catchy and whatnot. So as I was listening to those songs, I was like, man, so I'm a 35-year-old man with no wife, no kids, no job, no degree in school, and I am turtle race right now in a rabbit's what do you call it, speed that I want to be in. But I'm in a currently turtle race right now, because I don't have anything, if that makes sense, regarding those things I just mentioned. So then I was like, oh man, do I really want to become a librarian because I'm a TI, a target individual, and I have schizophrenia, or quote schizophrenia, because I really don't believe it's schizophrenia, possibly, or maybe it is, I don't know, but I know it's mind control for sure. And so I was like, man, if I study real hard, because in this world, money is a lot, money is a lot to feed your family, clothe yourself, whatever, vacations, whatever, fun, the list goes on. You need money for that. So I was like, librarian makes starting pay like $50K. With my pension, I make a $50K. $100K is not bad. It's pretty good, actually. But I was like, oh man, if I become a doctor and if I just study and have little nosebleeds, a little more of nosebleeds, right? And then become a dermatologist, they make 4 times that, $400,000 or something like that is what it said, according to ChatGPT. So I was like, do I want to, even though I'm weak in science field, and I took Calc 3 and I dropped out of it because I had no idea what I was doing. It's going to be like that, basically. It's my guess, something like that. So if I went that path, I'm going to have to do a lot of studying, and then it will pay off in the end, obviously, when I make it. But the journey of becoming a dermatologist is really difficult, compared to a librarian, obviously. Librarian is not easy either. You need to get a master's degree, just to work at a library, for crying out loud. But anyways, so the Omnis, obviously, aka Jehovah and Jesus, I was like, God, basically, you guys know the best for me. You guys know everything, obviously. You guys have everything, and so on and so forth. Would becoming a dermatologist or a doctor be better, or a librarian be better? And Jehovah's like, be a doctor, be a dermatologist. That's what he was saying. But then Jesus is like, be a what do you call it? Now I can't remember for some reason. This mind control is like messing with me right now. But what was it? Not dermatologist. Librarian, yes. So Jesus is like, be a librarian. It's gonna be best for you, So I don't know who. So I was like, okay, Father knows more, obviously. That Jehovah, aka I am, he knows more than Jesus ever will, It's facts. He created Jesus. He always existed, I am, So I was like, logic tells me Jehovah's path of becoming a dermatologist might be the better path, possibly, That's something that Jesus might not understand, is why he told me to be a librarian, So I'm just like, I don't know at the moment. I'm thinking right now, because I'm in my path of becoming a librarian right now. But I'm in the beginning stages though. But I'm just so tired of changing majors. It's just so tiresome. I keep looking at not the camera lens. I'm looking at the screen here, which is why I'm not making the eye contact. I'm not used to it, basically. I used to be, but it gets tiring and mind control and whatnot. So anyways, guys, that's where I'm at. I need your prayers regarding what profession I need to get into. I am gonna go and become I'm thinking of going the path of librarianship at the moment, but we never know. Maybe when school begins, because right now school doesn't begin until like a month basically, and so I have a month to think about this. So I got a lot to think about, and and be like, do I really want to make that kind of money, that kind of status, that kind of life basically, and live in a very fancy house and have and be the man that wears the pants basically, brings the money in the house and feeds the children and the children and the wife, and the wife can just be a worker at home and not have to have a job if she doesn't want to. That's what I could be if I'm a dermatologist, is my thought process at least. But if I'm a librarian, I need my wife to work too, because $100,000, unless we're not going to have any kids, which I do plan on having kids, obviously, is, you need more than $100,000 a year, obviously, in here in Illinois that we live in, this place called Glen Ellen, or, Virginia that I'm from, it's not enough, basically, if that makes sense. And ChatGPT said $100,000 or something like that could, feed 4 people in the family, but it's not like plenty. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to, spend money very well, like membership in Costco, maybe, for example. I don't know, stuff like that. To save money and buy in bulk and stuff like that. So, anyways, yeah. So that's where we're at in Christmas Eve. I saw Jesus, I saw Yahweh. I am hoping that, they will always be there with me for eternity from now, basically, because they're omni anyways, They're omni. I mean, not anyways, if that makes sense. They don't have to be there for me, obviously, but, if that kind of makes sense. They are omnipresent, so they're everywhere, So why not be part with me for life too, I might not be too fun, maybe, but I am not that boring either, So anyways, and not only that, I'm a TI. We got a lot of things to take care of, honestly, with this mind control era and who I am. I could be possibly, why they chose me for this project. I'm a royal blood of 2 emperors in Korea, guys. King Chunchu and Suro. King Chunchu, if I'm correct with the history, he made the 3 Koreas, basically, I think. Possibly. I could be wrong, but that's what I just remember slightly. So if that is, because of my ancestor, there's Korea, if I'm right with that. But anyways, so that's where I'm at with my dad's friend here that lives with us. Bought sushi for me. Very kind. Buys a lot of sushi for me lately. But anyways, yeah. So today I went out, had dip in my mouth, listened to Kill Switch Engage or whatever. I don't know why Yahweh is telling me I can't. This is how what do you call it? Stressful in a sense, but really tough at times. Like, they signal into my brain. You guys don't see it because they're invisible, obviously. God could be visible or invisible, if that makes sense. But they're showing themselves into my head, and they will be like that, Don't tell them. So I either do tell or don't tell. So I don't know what it is with this musician that I'm talking about. Something is activating in the AI, I'm guessing, is why Yahweh is telling me that, to not mention Kill Switch Engage. I don't know why, what's really happening. But that's a band that I listen to, and I was listening to that when I was driving. I went to what do you call it? To the what is that place called? Hold on a second. I gotta kind of quiet down because for some odd reason my biological father, doesn't like it when I go to the malls for some reason. I don't know why. It really doesn't make any sense. Is window shopping and going for walks, it's a good place to be. I don't know why, but so anyways, what is it? Going to the I can't remember what I'm saying now. Going to kill switch engage, dip in the mouth. Went to the mall called Woodfield Mall, and this time I found I remembered where I entered. So I didn't get lost and asked the security to find my car like last time, which took like 40 minutes or longer actually. But anyways, that's what happened. And then I tried to go to the libraries before that. But due to being Christmas Eve, it was all closed. I even tried university libraries, and even university libraries seems like they're having a holiday, basically, day off. Because I tried to go to what is it called? Is it called Wheaton, or I can't remember now for some reason. But where Billy Graham went to. Coincidentally, that I also visited, of all schools, that kind of stuff's been happening in my life. But yes, what is it? What is it? The mall, dip in the mouth, libraries were closed, and that was basically it. And I was just thinking while I was driving, what I want to become when I get done with school, basically. And at the moment, it's still a librarian, but I don't know. Do I really want to have no life for like 10 years? Studying, dermatology, or do I want to have a balance of life, and become a librarian, and might not make too much money, but enough to feed yourself and whatnot, have basic necessities at least, and a little more than that, I'm sure, because I make pension from the army too, so 100,000 as a single person without being married. And then if the woman that I'm gonna get married to, I'm hoping that she also works, obviously, and then brings in home at least $70,000, right? And then that should be around good enough to have a family of maybe 5. I hope. I don't know. I hope so. That's my hope. But anyways, that's where I'm at. I did not see. I don't know why Jesus just kind of smirked, not smirked, but like smiled in a sense. Yeah, it's a whole different world when you get to see Yahweh and Yeshua in your brain like that, in your mind like that. It's amazing. I love it. Now, if it's really them, I truly hope it's really them, but if it's not, then man, what a shame, just turn down, just like, oh man, but I'm hoping that it's really them. So anyways, yeah, I was thinking, my grandpa in both my father's side and my mother's side, they made it to heaven. At least that's what they told me. Yahweh and Yeshua, basically. But they believed in Christ, so I'm sure they made it anyways, But they went to church. I know that for sure. But so they made it to heaven. My Emperor Chun Suru's in heaven, I'm sure. Same with the princesses and the queens, Dr. Robert Duncan is a new add-on recently. Who else? There's more, I'm sure. I just can't think. I don't know what's going on. My thought process is kind of shabby right now. I can't like speak the way I want to. But yeah, so that's what I'm hoping on. Becoming a librarian or a dermatologist. Most likely going to be a librarian. I really doubt that I'll be a dermatologist because I honestly, I mean, the challenge is all cool and all that, the studies and whatnot. But do I really want to have no life for 10 years almost, or 8 years, right? I think it's 8 years or something like that. To make $400,000 every year or something like that is great. It's amazing, but for that long, 8 years, instead of make $70,000 or something like that, or $50,000 from the beginner for a librarian, and have a life, and be happy basically, and not slave away studies and whatnot. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, with my update in my life, churches, a lot of churches have been inviting me. I go to Willow Creek. That's the church I go to, the mega church here in Illinois. Very nice church. But these other guys, I'm in another group called Crew, CRU, in school, and they're Christians, but we just like meet up and we have parties and stuff like that. But I didn't go to their church yet. Don't really plan on going to the church since I already go to Willow Creek. But also, what else is there? What's the other one? The Mormon church. I went there. It was kind of dead, honestly, when I went there. It felt kind of just, it's kind of, I don't know. It didn't feel like, I didn't really feel that kind of, due to the ECT, I can't really remember well at the moment, but from my recollection, it wasn't that pleasant when I went to that church. So the Mormon church, I decided not to go. And so anyways, yeah, and I'm in a golf club and whatnot for church, Willow Creek. Man, I don't know how you guys do it with golf though. That sport is so boring, honestly. Maybe because I don't know how to play it that well, But when I went to play the sport golf with them, I was like, man, this is really boring, I couldn't enjoy it. I didn't know how to play. Maybe that's why, but it was just boring for me. I'm more of a football, soccer, baseball, basketball, those kind of sports, rugby or whatever, Golf is just, I don't know. I guess it's just not my cup of tea, possibly. Anyways, so with my life, just the same old, ECT, rise and shine. When I wake up in the morning, I wash, obviously, put some dip in my mouth after I eat breakfast or something like that, some cereal with milk quickly, and then some dip in my mouth, and then I go on about my day. Either go to Barnes and Nobles and chill there for the day, basically, or libraries, basically. And I still have an assignment for anthropology class that my professor still hasn't given me the assignment to do it, nor has he graded all my assignments yet, the assignments and the exams. I have a B so far up to what he graded, but it's taking some time with him. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's kind of, that's where we're at with the grade here in I don't know why I'm not mentioning the school I go to. Like, what could happen, honestly? Like, somebody's gonna stalk me and say, "Oh, do you know who Daniel Kim is that goes to the school?" Kind of like what happened in Northern Virginia Community College, where I got suspended for 3 years for doing nothing wrong but going to a tutoring center to get help for math class, and I got suspended soon after that for 3 years. Could that happen this time? I don't know how to defend myself in these kind of allegations and whatnot. They were recording it too back in Virginia when we had the little talk session. It was a bunch of Northern Virginia Community Colleges staff members the people that owned the school basically, or something like that, you know. And then they were recording the little tape thing in the while we were talking, and these guys I've never seen before. One guy actually, he was claiming that I was, you know, he's never seen a behavior like this in his life, or some kind of lie basically, when I don't do anything to anybody. I'm a pretty quiet guy, honestly, you know. But anyway, even back then, I guess I was somewhat different, I would say. Back then, I was like the beginning stages of the gang stalking, mind control stuff. But not only that, I was vlogging a little too much, if that makes sense. I was a little bit too hyper, if that makes sense. But I wasn't like, you know, like in a cemetery when somebody had passed away, like making a scenery in that kind of situation, or in a library or something like that, if that makes sense. I was not like that, you know. So anyways, I'll risk it. It's not a big deal. You know, if something happens, I mean, it is a big deal for sure, because it's my education, my career, my life basically. But I'm saying, like, what can they do, honestly? I'll just say I didn't do anything. You got any proof or anything or evidence, you know? So, the school I go to is called College of DuPage in Glen Ellen. That's the school I go to. I was trying to hide it basically, just in case the perps, you know, contacted my school. But back then, they already knew, even without me talking about it on my vlogs or anything. So anyways, that's the school I go to, and next year, August, is the hope that I transfer out of that school and go to UIUC as a librarian, and then hopefully meet my future spouse one day, and have a family, and live like that, basically. So, anyways, what else is there to talk about now? I talked about Yahweh, I talked about Yeshua, I talked about Christmas Eve, tomorrow Christmas. Oh yes, what am I doing for Christmas? I don't know. Not much really. My dad doesn't really celebrate Christmas. There's no Christmas tree or anything like that in our house. But yeah, just probably tomorrow the same thing. Go to not library because they're closed, but Barnes and Noble or something like that, and go to the mall or something like that probably. But and so anyways, what else is there? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, so now I was like saying to God, you know, I was like, if you're really God, there are many ways to prove that you're God, you know, what I said earlier, my body passing through the, you know, the solid wall basically, or, you know, you can make it so the what do you call it, what is it called, darn, I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, locusts or something like that, you know, like in the Bible times, the locusts, I think, like so many of them passing by. There's many ways to prove that if you're really God, you know. And I'm sure God would want us to, you know, be careful because the image of God doesn't mean it's really God at all times, you know. I'm sure he wants us to be careful of who we're talking to and whatnot. Something like that. Anyways, I might play some League of Legends soon, or Path of Exile, or whatever it's called. I'm not sure which one. After I upload this video, I might make a ASMR vid. I'm not sure. What else is there to talk about? What other updates do I have for my fans and friends and family to No. That's about it, I would say. Oh yes, I'm going to South Korea on January 6th with my dad and my brother. And what else is there? What else is there? That's about it. So I'll wrap up my video. I hope everyone has a blessed Christmas. Merry Christmas. Remember the day our Christ was born, everyone. That's the main reason for that holiday, basically. And Santa and good and bad charcoal or whatever, and presents and such, and all those fun, awesome times. Oh yes, and what else? Vlogging of my life. I use Facebook dating and Bumble. Haven't really gotten any luck with the ladies yet. Some gay guys are like contacting me on that too, which is kind of, you know, how do I explain it? Not what I'm looking for, obviously. And that's literally about it with my life so far. Not much besides that. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I vlog almost every day sometimes. So if you really like what you hear of my life, subscribe and, you know, comment and like, and I'll post more of these kind of videos to share with you guys. All right, Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye.